Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is Jim Beam Devil's Cut. This is a 45% ABV, no age statement coming from, well, Jim Beam. So, when you age something in a barrel, we tend to get two things that happen. One is the angel share, and that happens when a spirit starts evaporating. And the other part is the devil's cut. That's where the barrel itself starts absorbing some of those spirits. So Jim Beam actually found a process where they've extracted that extra oaky bourbon that's in their barrels, extract it from that, and they blend it with an extra old Jim Beam, which we don't know how extra old it is, and essentially come up with the devil's cut. And it's kind of an interesting concept. I don't know of any other bourbons out there that have done something like this. So it's just an interesting concept in my opinion. So as always, we're going to be trying this two different ways. First way, we're going to go neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add a couple drops of water, see if anything changes up. This is kind of that same bottle shape as their double oaked. I like these kind of the little square rectangle shapes. It's kind of different than the standard taller, more square-like bottle that we see standard Jim Beam going in. So I don't know if this is a newer bottle's design, an older bottle. I just like it. Now I will give criticism. This plastic screw top. Really? Did we have to go that cheap on this? At least do metal. Come on. I'll bust you a little bit. Come on, Jim Beam. You know, I'll bust you up a little bit. But my brother is the one that introduced me to this one because I'd never heard of it previously. So he's like, hey, you should give it a shot. He's definitely more the bourbon person in the family. I'm more the scotch drinker. So it's kind of an interesting thing when I give him some recommendations. He gives me recommendations. We shop and swap drinks all the time. Definitely you could tell this is a severely dark, especially for no age statement. And again, that's from that devil's cut being pulled out of there. It's going to be a little darker, and yeah, it is definitely darker. So let's go for notes. So the interesting thing, and I'll tell my story, I picked this up prior to me starting the channel, so it's been probably a good 4 or 5 months, and my first experience with it, I was like, what did I just drink? And now that I've kind of, for lack of better words, acclimated to flavors and started researching things, you get some nice sweetness on the nose. Because originally I was like, this is too strong. It's way out of my profile range. But it's got this bit of sweetness in there, that caramel sweetness that you get from standard like bourbons. And it's got a really good oak note in there. It's a nice solid wood note. I wouldn't even know if I'd say oak. It's just a nice solid wood note. A little bit of almost like a brown sugar note. But, what's that? It's just got a nice sweetness going on for the nose. And again, I don't remember any of that. Originally, when I took a drink of this, I go, wow, it just kicked me around. So, let's go for taste. That's damn good. Oh, wow. So, little ABV on the taste, no ABV on the nose. I forgot to mention that. But that oak profile, it's oak forward. Like, you're going to get oak right up front. But as that oak starts, dwindling out, you're left with this nice, simple sweetness. A little bit of sugary sweetness, like a brown sugar sweetness. You're left with this little bit of spice note going on. Nice, simple finish. Nothing too crazy on that. That nice spice is coming through. But that oak is very powerful. Now, especially your first sip of that, it is like hit you in the face oak. So it's nice and well rounded on that. After you get past that, because it's not, it kind of goes more to the traditional bourbon notes once you get past that oak. You end up with this just nice, simple, sugary sweetness. That brown sugar, you're getting that bit of lingering oak, and overall, I've seen a few people saying that they use this in old fashions, and after going back and tasting this now, I see why. It's just got a nice simple oak after you get past that initial for its finish. That brown sugar showing up, a little bit of spice. I'd say cinnamon spice going on there, just a tad bit, but very nice. Actually, that really surprised me. Okay, let's add a little bit of water. See what changes up here. Surprisingly, I can't really find this in my area. And I don't know why. I know one store that I can get this at, and I don't even know if they keep carrying it after I bought it that time. I'll have to look. But it's just a very unique process, I'm sure, for Jim Beam, and it's really unique on its taste with that strong oak note. Honestly, it just goes kind of flat. You still get that bit of sweetness in there. This has so much more character to it. You get just a little tinge of alcohol note on that. But this one has all the beautiful, that sugary sweetness, the spice note, that light cinnamon sweetness. This one, you really just get a little bit of that sugary sweetness, and after that, it's basically kaput. Maybe a little vanilla in there. You get a little bit of that vanilla note. I can't even re-say that. Vanilla note. Go for taste. If anything, I'd say the ABV shows up a little bit more. But, wow, I think it's done already. That finish was so quick. You got all the similar notes to it, just dialed back a little bit more. That sweetness is dialed up a little bit, though. Especially in its finish. That sweetness is really showing up well in that finish. It's nice and simple still. That sweetness is lingering very well. You're still getting a lot of that oak note. That sugary sweetness is still there. That vanilla sweetness is still there. Very similar, except for I'd say that the oak note is dialed back about maybe 10 or 20%. Okay, yeah. Not too shabby, actually. So, let's talk about market price. Because we all know market price is market price. Now it's going to vary. I can find this in my area for about $18. When I could find it. Again, I've only seen one shop have this nearby me. Most others don't carry it. I've seen it go as high online for right around that $20 to $23. And I don't think that's a bad idea in any of those ranges. If you like Jim Beam, this is a good little stepping stone to try something a little different, but still keeping a lot of those similar Jim Beam notes. I can see this being a great for a mixer, especially for old fashions, giving you that little bit stronger oak impact. But I think neat, it's pretty darn decent for its price range. So yeah, there you have it. Jim Beam Devil's Cut. If you have any questions about the bottle, let me know down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits you would like me to review, also let me know down in the comment section below. Always on the hunt for something new, fun, and exciting to try. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, I really like it might